guys, how's it going? It's MJ from Alta Love. Nice to see you here. Happy equinox, everybody. It falls on a Monday. It's currently 8 in the morning. It's 8 in the morning here in the UK. Some of you might know I got guided. I've been on an intuitively guided journey since I was 19 years old. And Intuish, Reign Supreme, Intuish guided me to the UK. And I find myself 17 years later living in the southwest of this country with a lot of awareness about what's going on with the collective energies and the paradigm shift. So the global cosmic paradigm shift of planet Earth, so that we can live in harmony and live in grace and live in I knew, Arf, I knew it was you, Braid, Piggy, Braid. Interchangeable energies ultimately as one. There's a lot of insight coming through that I shall share with thou as it continues to integrate. It's rather deep and mind-blowing, methinks, and yet very useful for the path ahead as far as co-creative energies of creation. For sure, yeah. Well, and it's very much to do with that motherboard energy, octopus energy, and how we embody that essentially. Also, a lot of kind of psychic energies coming online, which we've known tangibly. Many of us have been working with this energy, and yet it's becoming more like just direct and obvious, I would say. The Sentinels. I don't know why I'm hearing this weird throttle in my voice. I just did a little Snapchat edition, and in the Snapchat video I could hear this shakiness, and I wasn't sure if that was this with the filter. You know, the filters have they change your voice, which I like the voice changers, and but for some reason I'm still hearing that now, and I'm not sure what it is exactly. Okay, so I just felt like sometimes in these shares it's quite useful when we have, you know, a full moon or a new moon or an equinox or some kind of specific energy portal, you could say, to chat about. And it's helpful to me sometimes just on a creative level that these days fall on days where the energy is a little bit different, and my insights around awareness, or my awareness and insights around this equinox and the energy shifts that we've been endeavoring these last few weeks since, say, the Lion's Gate portal in August, and some significant heightened awareness around the last few moon cycles, bringing us to this equinox of great balance and integrity. So the Saturn retrograde energies for many of us have been restructuring our lives in various areas, which would have to do with our personal natal chart and just our life path, right? So it's like restructuring areas around how we make money, restructuring areas around our personal belief systems, restructuring areas around our daily habits and routines, and then functionally embodying those and then moving them forward, right? One of the insights that I'm feeling into and perceiving is also the fact that it's never like what our conscious mind thinks either. And this is really subtle. Something that I'm picking up on is like, we might perceive the feelings that we're getting to be about a certain habit or a certain pattern. And it is definitely, there's layers and patterns to everything that we're experiencing, but oftentimes the way the conscious mind perceives it is not at all actually what's happening. It's not until it's happened or until it's made manifest that we're like, like that's what it was trying to get me to do, or that's what I was being asked to embody. Miyahara, I had a dream about you the other night. Gee whiz. That's something happening with myself with All to Love. Over the last probably few years, in fact, is like permeating the consciousness of humanity, so that people that I have never met before are having dreams about myself or All to Love, which is rather wild, in fact, kind of fascinating when you're in the 3D, when you're moving through the 3D reality with that awareness of the other dimensional realities, and then actually having things make manifest in the 3D, like people saying you've had a dream about thyself. You're like, guys, we're all one self anyway, right? Okay, so the equinox energies are highlighting some psychic abilities for people, some intuitive abilities. There's another great acceleration of humans awakening, and you could say coming online. And this is all really kind of cool and exponential, because all of the legwork, like all of the foundational manifestation slash energy slash conscious awareness work that one has been doing, is now coming online, but in an accelerated exponential way for more and more humans. So like stuff that like 15 years ago we would have been having certain conversations and we were like, what are you talking about, you idiot? Now they're like, oh yeah, totally, oh my god, that's great, how interesting, that's fascinating, that's really cool, that would really help, blah 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 blah. So there's like this like overall sense of acceptance around a lot of the quantum awarenesses, metaphysical awarenesses, yeah, esoteric, this occult or whatever, this stuff that has been on the fringes or deemed weird or demonic or satanic or whatever. Now that we're finally shining the light on the real perpetrators of darkness, we can embody more light and shine that light and be received in a more visceral, tangible, and obvious way, which then helps to accelerate the movement in as far as building and creating more resources for the totality. And then we start to implement the new structures within the structure itself. I had a really affirming message from one of you who's been in my world since 2016, I believe, and just dips in and out and is on your own special journey around the authenticities of new spirituality and like being back in the system, as it were. And I'm finding the similar thing, like being back in a more anchored three-dimensional reality, but still very much living my authentic truth. And then this is another aspect that came through, is that a lot of the work over the last few years for some of us has been very much about transforming the density connection, i.e. the rebellious energy, the fight flight energy around the system, as it were, as an oppressive control domination tactic. Now we've actually harmonized those threads, we've embodied and integrated the polarity of that thread, and so now many of us are like re-entering the system, as it were, but it's not the system that we once knew. It's more malleable, it's more shapeshifty, i.e. more of the energies within that stronghold are totally embracing of this new energy of better co-creative outpouring. So a desire to create more harmony, more creativity, more love is now being received, and there's like doorways opening up for more people to share and be the energy of the new. And it's not like obvious necessarily. So it's not necessarily about protesting. It's not necessarily about, holding big meetings in the office for people to listen to your specific word. It's more, again, this is where it's not obvious necessarily, but it's literally to do with the energies that we are. It's just the energies that we embody as a soul being in the planet, and then all of the doing is then the extended aspect of the beingness that we've been embodying for, well, cycles upon cycles, ages upon ages, via the multidimensionality of the self in co-creation with this 3D construct, right? And we're still living in 3D construct, but we're just living it bridging these other aspects of self, which are in a greater alignment because of the harmonics that we're embodying. Hence this idea of the like harmonic convergence. It's like a cross point, and it's to do with alignment. And it has a lot to do with the infinity. Oh my gosh, I'm getting another one. It has something to do with the infinity symbol. This is something that's been in my awareness, but it didn't quite anchor it in. That's the way this earth moves through this solar system is in an infinity cycle. That's why if you watch and you track the earth and where the sun hits at different points along the earth, it creates an infinity symbol in the sky. And the 0 point is just when the earth is hitting like the center point of that infinity cycle, and yet it's layered on it's like tracking it going up and up and up and up and up. No, and that might have something more to do with the actual equinox and where the sun is hitting this point in the equinox. Anywho, this is a huge tidal turn. A huge tidal turn now that we're moving in to the new energies. And a lot of the old energies that we've been accustomed to are like gonna drop off. The base tone's gonna be dropping off. We've been working on this and anticipating this for quite a while. But now the energies are coming into true alignment. So the knowingness of the energies that we're here to contain and create for the movement forward on our infinity cycles have anchored, i.e. Saturn stationing direct, and then here we are in the equinox. We're in this very balanced co-creative state with the sun, with the light and the dark energies. So our conscious creatorship moving forward is a lot more tangible, which is very important for some of us in as far as where we're going. It's like embodying the lessons that we had to learn. That's more to do with patterns and energetic patterns than anything that we might perceive on the physical. Because the physical is always going to play itself out regardless. Like the physical dimension is always just going to play out what has been happening in the ethereal expanded dimensions of self via this earth body. This is part of the kind of the paradox of creation. We think we're creating in a kind of conscious way. It's not really until we're hitting that 0 point, which is part of the discernment and also the focus. This is a big part of the energies and the planets, the way they're aligning. It's aligning our focus. And then the sense of integrity, humility, and responsibility that focus is going to require of us, hence aligning only with those that are in alignment, because you don't want to be pulled off. And that's something I'm aware of with we're engaging in the three-dimensional reality. That's why the focus is required that much more intensive, because we don't want to be pulled back into collective energies anymore. We are here to transform collective energies. So we dip in and dip out and process and integrate and transform, and dip in and dip out and process and integrate and transform. Because the acceleration with which people are going to be jumping timelines is that much more accelerated. Hence why we've integrated this process of giving ourselves the time we need to rest and transform and integrate. Recently, with the spike in the Schumann, many of us are reflecting back the amount of sleep we're dropping into. I mean, I spent the last 6 weeks barely sleeping at all, and then boom, now the sleep is like coming in full. And the only thing for me that's required in my practice is just to hold space for everything that's happening in the physical body, because a lot of it's pretty uncomfortable. And then the sleep is like, whoa, why ever sleep so much? But you just want to sleep. But there is a polarity in that I'm aware of, if I'm honest with you, in my vulnerability, is that this is probably something to do with Neptune or Pluto or one of those exterior planets, but escapism. So so there is this sort of strong sense of escapism, and yet is certainly now I'm aware of that energy. And yet that would be another extended aspect of my own personal planetary alignments and my my path. you know, my path and purpose. I'm not here to demonize that desire. At the same time, I'm here to hold space for it. It's always been an aspect of my creative field. Most of us on this planet have that. You know, there is a sense and desire to escape. At the same time, as we keep getting triggered into our function, those aspects will be less desired as the awareness is held and supported in grace. I think that's it I have to share. I'm here with you for sure. I Today's just, the energies feel completely different today, and I actually might randomly I might randomly just go live at some point later today as I sit and process and as I sit and process and integrate more, and just get a little bit of work done. I do have a couple readings to do, and well, I want to do those. I feel the energies are in alignment for a nice walk today as well. And that is all. That is all, ultimately. So I hope that that was useful to you guys. I'm here and loving you big time, supporting you on your on this cosmic ride of love. And I appreciate your guys' support in any and all of the capacity with which you support Alta Love and the work that I do in the world. Sharing this stuff is useful. Buying in is useful. Buying some of the products that I make, the online courses, just sharing it around and liking and commenting, all of that stuff is really useful for the work that I do. And I appreciate you all immensely, and I'm looking forward to growing this global movement more and more and more as more and more souls continue to awaken. And we here now anchor in the sort of functional tools and techniques and sort of way of being that is in support of the whole, which I feel we've managed to decipher that, and now we can move forward with that as a sense of knowing. Of course, you know, non-judgment forgiveness is a huge pillar within that, and yet I feel most of us are pretty well practiced in that area to then functionally roll out the services that we have to provide. There's pockets, I feel like some of you are those pockets, and then we together will be able to expand those pockets of co-creation, with love just being at the center of it all. Essentially, I really feel it coming in quite powerful. At the same time, in a voidal reality, no exact motion. It's all just intuitively energized at this point. So I thank you for being here, really. Have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world. I love you so much, and I'm so appreciative of you, and I'll speak to you guys real soon. Peace out and take care. Happy equinox, you guys.